and pleasant good afternoon to one and all. Welcome to LawSikho's thorough newspaper analysis for 17th of February 2024. Now, we'll be starting with the today's agenda of the day where we'll be discussing the editorial section which we have taken from the Indian Express, which talks about Supreme Court draws the new red line. Now, burden is on the state to be least restrictive. Then we'll be discussing about some interesting news update. And lastly, as per our pattern, we'll be discussing about some legal news update coming from the Honorable Supreme Court and different high courts of the country. Now, the particular editorial is absolutely, linked with the electoral bond that the Supreme Court has stated it as unconstitutional. And the Supreme Court has raised the bar for the state to justify why there was an encroachment of the fundamental right even when its action is perceived to further a competing right. Now, in this situation, the state has to prove that its measure is least restrictive and there are no other equally effective method to achieve its stated goal. Now, coming up to this point of stating the electoral bonds being unconstitutional, the ruling sets a precedent. The court has struck down a set of legislative amendments on the ground that the state could have used a less restrictive method of fundamental right. Essentially, the court did not buy the government argument that electoral bond scheme which allows complete anonymity, that means the person who is giving donation, the name would not be revealed, is the only way to curb black money. It cited electoral trust as an example of less restrictive alternative to electoral bonds. The court have also disagreed on the government argument that a voter right to know could be extinguished by electoral bond scheme to ensure donor privacy, a right that protects political self-expression. Now, the most important judgment coming from Justice Sanjeev Khanna in its concurring opinion stated that addressing a donor fear of retribution for his political affiliation cannot be a legitimate state interest. Now, the particular ruling has made an attempt to infer this from how the electoral bond scheme is operationalized rather than taking the state at its word. Honorable CJI D.Y. Chandrachud also questioned whether donor anonymity can be legitimate state interest for all the donors. Asking the question whether there could have been a less restrictive alternative that could achieve the same objective marks a significant departure in the way the Supreme Court has historically attempted to balance the competing right. The judicial approach in balancing two fundamental rights has largely been done by attaching significance to one right over the other. Now, for example, in 2018, Supreme Court had restricted the right to protest around Delhi Jantar Mantar to give effect to the right to peaceful residence and the state power to regulate such activity. Now, it was a 7-judge bench and a landmark ruling in 2017 where the Supreme Court held right to privacy as a fundamental right. It prescribed a definite and structured proportionality test. The test essentially requires the state to show that its action restricting a fundamental right is proportional to its goal. This is a guard against arbitrary action that could completely wipe out a right in the garb of pursuing even a legitimate state interest. While the privacy ruling let down the law, it was an academic exercise. Constitution benches since then have applied this test to uphold the law, whether it is demonetization, whether it is Aadhaar case, or whether it is electoral bond case also. And therefore, it's a significant departure. The Supreme Court has drawn a very thick red line. And now the burden absolutely is on the state to be least restrictive in the coming any program which they want to implement in the country. Now, let us start with the national news of the day where we'll be discussing the sports minister, Shri Anurag Thakur, hands over chess Olympiad torch to Budapest. So, Union Minister Shri Anurag Thakur has handed over chess Olympiad torch to International Chess Federation President Arkady Divokovich and representative of the host city during a function at the Dhyan Chand National Stadium. Now, FIDE launched the chess torch rally on its 100th anniversary. The capital of Hungary, Budapest, will host its 45th edition, guys. 45th edition of the coveted tournament later this year. Sanjay Kumar Jain takes over as IRCTC chairman and MD. And IRCTC, what does it mean? Indian Railway Traffic Services Officer. So Railway, Indian Railway Catering and Tourism Corporation, which is an organization in which Mr. Sanjay Kumar Jain, who is an Indian Railway Traffic Service Officer, has taken over as a position of chairman and MD, and a regulatory filing stated on February 14th. The appointment was given by the nod of Ministry of Railways. Before assuming the full-time charge of IRCTC MD and Chairman, Jain was serving as a Principal Chief Commercial Manager of Northern Railway. First driverless metro train arrives in Bengaluru to run on Yellow Line. The first driverless metro train comprising 6 coaches from China arrived in Bangalore. These coaches arrived at Hebagodi Depot in Electronic City, the IT hub in South Bangalore. The train will operate on the Yellow Line of the PMRCL from RV Road to Electronic City via Silk Board. So it's a first driverless metro train. US House passes Quad Bill. What does it mean for India? So US House of Representatives have passed a Quad Bill aiming to enhance the collaboration among the United States, Australia, India, and Japan. Now let us understand provisions of this bill. The Quad Bill directs the Biden administration to establish a Quad intra-parliamentary working group. This group will serve as a platform for strategic discussions and coordination on several religion and global issues. The bill also establishes one more important thing, a US group which comprise maximum of 24 members of Congress to represent United States in the Quad intra-parliamentary work group. Now, you will be very fascinated to know what is Quad. So, Quad, formerly known as Quadrilateral Security Dialogue, the Quad began partnership after 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami when the 4 countries joined together to provide humanitarian and disaster assistance. It was formed in 2007 by then Japanese PM Shinzo Abe but fell dormant. Now the group was restructured in 2017. Both the Trump and the Biden administration saw the Quad as a key to pivot towards placing more focus on Indo-Pacific region. 100-year-old driver performs at 2024 World Championship. Taghi Askar, a 100-year-old diver from the Islamic Republic of Iran, made waves at diving World Championships in Doha. Despite his age, guys, Askar took the plunge from the 1-meter platform, showcasing his passion for diving and promoting the upcoming World Aquatics Master Championship at the Hamad Aquatics Center. His career spanning nearly 6 decades came to an end 59 years ago, leaving the sport on a triumphant note with a gold medal at the national level. Now coming up to the legal update which is coming from Honorable Supreme Court. Elder sister has no legal right to exercise guardianship over younger sister. The Supreme Court has recently held that the elder sister does not have a legal right to exercise guardianship except when there is an order from the court, from the competent court. So the court have said that we do not think the writ petition seeking relief in the nature of habeas corpus was a proper proceeding for grievance of the petitioner. There is no legal right of an elder sister to exercise guardianship over younger sister except when there is order from the competent court having jurisdiction, and the case name is Rita Dwivedi versus State of Himachal Pradesh and another. Now guys, that's all for the today's news update and the legal news. I hope you liked the whole video and the session. If you want to revise your previous TNA, then do attempt the daily quiz link that is mentioned in the description of this particular video. Please do subscribe our channel and like the video. This is very free for you, but it would certainly help us to grow. So please like and comment your feedback in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourself.